I like doing that. I've actually been saving these, and so we've got a record of not so much a record, but heck, this is going to be something different. One of these days, we're going to be glad we kept up with all this stuff. Well, let me start by saying thank you. I'm glad that we've got everybody joining us again. Who would have thought when we were told back in late March, early April that all we had to do was shut down for 2 weeks and everything would be fine with the world, that in September we would still be doing this. But like some of us were chatting before we got started, you know, the Memphis Shelby County area is one of the higher areas for right now. So it is, you know, a good idea for us to try to keep using this option to keep everybody safe, but still keep in touch. I'm looking around and I think everybody's doing pretty good on putting your call sign in next to your name. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Man, I think almost everybody has. Good deal. Oh, Billy. We knew Billy Freeman wouldn't, but that's all right. We know who he is. All right. That's about the only glancing through here. That's the only one I see. All right. Let's see. As far as I'm stalling a little bit here, well, let's get the business out of the way as far as the treasurer's report and the secretary's report. Anybody have any questions? I see David's on here. Anybody got any questions on the treasurer's report, or do we have a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Oh, this is going to be a long night if you don't even accept that. Come on.
Make a motion to accept as published in Sparks, the treasurer's report.
All right. Motion on the treasurer's report. And second, Richard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Anybody speak up real quick? All right. No opposed. And the minutes of the last meeting. Do we have a motion on that?
Make a motion, we accept them as published in Sparks.
All right, Bill. All right. And a second?
I'll second.
All right, Ian. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. No opposed. All right. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining me. If that's all y'all are going to say, then we'll see y'all later. This is going to be a quick night. Okay. I'll tell you what, Joe's always good for some announcements and updates. What you got, Joe?
Well, I don't have any classes planned. Looking at trying to coordinate a general class starting probably the end of October, the end of the middle of October to that'll go for 6 weeks. Jeff Krause does have a test session scheduled for Saturday, September the 19th at 10 a.m. at Ellendale. And Atoka, Bob White in Atoka is testing every third Monday at Atoka City Hall at 6 p.m. So there is some testing that's going on in the area. And that's all that I have for right now.
Okay. Yeah, I did have, I do actually have a couple of notes here, things I wanted to hit on. And the testing was one thing, because I know that that's something that people are probably looking for and interested in. To reiterate on that, it's going to be at the church, September the 19th at 10 o'clock. You know, just be sure and let Jeff know if you're planning on coming, so that he can be sure that he's set up for the right number of people. I've been trying, I don't know if a lot of people, I know that a lot of people do look at our Facebook page. We get quite a few hits on that, and I'll put the information on there too if you need that. All right, the other thing that I had, and Joe's been pretty good about mentioning that on the net, but I'll take him on that one, is the uh, junk in the trunk is what we're going to call it. It's we're going to do a swap meet. We tried to do one. We missed Free Fest this year that we normally do out the Bartlett area earlier in the year. And that was about the time everything was really falling apart. And we've had some requests for a swap meet, and Joe verified with the church they are okay for us to do something outside in the parking lot. We started to call it trick or trunk, but we're going to call it junk in the trunk. So, but keep in mind, one person's trunk junk is another person's treasure. So, seriously, I've gotten a couple of used radios at some swap meets. If you're not able to get some equipment that you didn't know that you had to have until you saw it, you can always get some advice that's worth what you pay for it, which is generally nothing, but it's usually some good advice that you can get at one of these swap meets. So that's going to be the original date is 10/10, October the 10th, between 8 and noon, with the rain date of the next weekend. We're just going to set up in the parking lot, and we'll just see what happens on that one. So if you've got anything that if you've upgraded something and feel that you need to part with what you had that you replaced it with, come share it with other people. That's where I've gotten that's where I've gotten one or two radios that I use for some of my backup stuff. And we've got a few things still left from some of the estate sales. We'll bring that out there, and it's going to be a chance for us to get together. I'm looking forward to that. Now, the thing is, that's going to be the 10th, so we're not going to have another club meeting like this before that. So this is going to be the last time we'll be together before that, but we'll keep announcing it on the net. And I think I've already got it on our Facebook page. The other announcement that I had is we are needing some nominations for the board for next year. Normally by this time of year, you've got people that'll come up behind you and be real friendly and nice and talk to you and everything, and then all of a sudden sign you up for being on the board. And we're not able to do that this year. So if you are yourself, if you're interested, or if you've got somebody that you feel that you would like to represent you on the board, we definitely have some openings. Right now, the main ones, and these are openings because we've had everybody that's being replaced has done it for 2 years or more. So that's the general, that's a normal time to serve on the board. And it's time for some people to move on, and it's time for some people to come in and add their talents to the leadership. We got an opening for secretary. We got an opening for treasurer. And I believe I think we've got programs filled, but we need that there may be an opening for that. And I hear it on good record that we're looking for a replacement for the president. So those are some big shoes to fill, but if you are interested, or if you know somebody that you would like to see, let us know. Requirement for that mainly is, actually, being a member and, participating in 6 meetings. We're counting these Zoom meetings as participating. But that's all that's required. That and just a desire to contribute to the club. I think everybody that's done it did it because they felt like they wanted to give back to the club that's given to them, and I hope you feel the same way. All right. My name is Steve, and I approve this advertisement. Okay, there we go. Anybody, Mary Jean, anybody on the board have anything else as far as announcement or anything else to add?
Well, I will make one comment. I think we've got a lower participation tonight. I've had a few people reach out with having trouble to the link.
Okay.
So that may be why. So I guess if you notice that somebody's not on here that's normally on here, it might not hurt to I don't know, forward them that link, I suppose.
Okay. Well, that's why we give the link, and then we also give the meeting number and the password, so you can get in without the link. Are there people that got in with the link? Did the link work for you?
I used the link.
A couple of nodded heads.
I joined on the link.
All right.
Link worked for us.
All right.
Link worked for me.
All right. Good deal. All right. Well, I don't know what happened, but I tell you what, in the future, I guess maybe I'll remind people that if you have trouble with the link, you can get in, you can say join a meeting, and then just without the link, you can go into your Zoom and say join a meeting, and then put in the meeting number and the password, and you get in that way. So I got my phone here with me. Nobody's called me. Let's see if I got any text. No. Okay. Only thing I have on my phone here is traffic is light getting to the Delta Club meeting, and it should only take me 19 minutes to get there tonight. So, okay.
Steve, I got announcements.
Yeah, what you got, Steve?
Good evening, everybody. I've got some Aries news. Last week, I participated in the Delta's region's Hurricane Laura Zoom meeting that had Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas folks in it. We actually had Louisiana's EOC in the meeting. They did request for trained radio operators to maybe come to Louisiana to help with communications and the thing. I sent out a notice to the DECs to check with their ECs to see if they had any trained people willing to make the trip to Louisiana to help out, but I didn't get any responses to that. It was a very interesting meeting. I got to meet the new emergency manager for Aries was on that call, and some of the other new Aries upper echelon leadership. We also had a meeting with the Tennessee section manager and stuff, and talked quite a bit about training levels and what should be required of folks and stuff, and had at length, and we basically said that, you know, everybody wants to go to a certain level, but I know our emergency responder partners are looking for fully trained folks. So they want folks that have all the training from FEMA and stuff, or incident command, and all the Aries or the ARRL extra training and stuff. So they're looking for people at level 3, but we made a case for that. There's a lot of times that we do things that just need people that are at 1 and 2. So don't call anybody. We need everybody that we can get. But we had a long conversation about that. We had a long conversation about Connect. Looks like Shelby County and Fayette County, West Tennessee, is one of the more active folks using that system. And I will remind everybody that this meeting is on the calendar. So if you're an Aries member, you can go in and sign up and get credit for being on this meeting. And we also talked at length about its shortcomings and things that they could do to make it easier to work with. And that's being passed along, and they're still looking at things in the future. So, but they realize that it has some shortcomings, especially folks that are not very computer literate or don't have the access to the computer stuff. But we're still going to be there to train folks and stuff like that. And we have is probably the best or the fewest blank slots in the Tennessee Aries organization statewide that they've had in a long time. And they also saw that membership has gone up. You thought with us not being able to get out and go to Hamfest and things like that, that it'd fall off, but it's actually gained a little bit, and they're seeing a lot of radio traffic being done. So they're pleased that we didn't die off like a lot of things that could die off. And I also noticed that they were advertising that Sevierville is having a Hamfest this month. So, and they're actually going to go through with it. That's all I got, Steve.
Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, that's interesting. They're still looking for people down in Louisiana. If anybody's interested, are they still needing them? You want to? Can they contact you, or where do we stand on that?
They were going to need them for this past weekend. Like they were going to start needing them around Friday and Saturday for the weekend, but evidently they were looking for like 25 operators for Louisiana. So,
Wow.
But I think Texas and Arkansas and even the Louisiana people probably stepped up, but it was good to see that they recognize that we are a good resource, and I would suggest that maybe we encourage our folks to get their go kits together and get their training in, and maybe we could build a list of who is capable and willing, so that if we get that call, then we can provide that list. And another thing that we talked about, I know because I was on that call, I was able to get the frequencies they were using in Louisiana, and I shared it with the DEC so they could pass it out to the ECs and their members and stuff, so they could try to listen to some of the traffic that was being passed. And I think the Tennessee net was pretty active too. So we appreciate everybody's doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I that was coming up through. I was not for any long periods of time, but that was before, because I lost my antenna after it whipped through here. I was listening on the Hurricane Net and a couple other places, and I never really heard much of anything. I don't know if anybody else heard anything or not, but that is always when it's good to see what is out there, so that you can start getting familiar with. It's like anything else. If you're listening to the radio traffic, whenever anything comes through, you can kind of pick up the nuances of, wow, this is getting pretty bad, or they're doing okay down there. So, in my opinion, if you have something like that happens, even if you don't think you can help, it wouldn't hurt to listen in, so that you can be familiar with or without the formal training. Listen in so that you can kind of see how it goes and know and appreciate why you do need the training. So, okay. The other thing that I don't know why I thought of it. I was looking at I guess I was thinking about it because I saw Ray, AA4 UK. He's here on my screen. I always think of his calendar. If anybody, uses that, that's always a good resource. And I'm showing, if I'm right, this is a Friday for meeting at Danvers. Richard's giving a thumbs up. All right. So I had totally, I'll be honest, I've gotten into the mode this year of, okay, everything's canceled. Don't think of anything. And I was doing something and talked to one of the people a week or two ago, and they said, "Oh, you're going to come to Danvers on Friday?" And I said, "Oh, y'all are doing that again?" And he said, "Yeah, yeah." So they are meeting still at Danvers this Friday, and it'll be 2 weeks. It's every other Fridays, basically. I think what it is, but you can look at the ham calendar and see. Start meeting about 7. It's kind of open.
Second and fourth Friday of each month, and then about once a quarter on a Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Second and fourth Friday. So it would be this Friday. It's the Danvers at 1380 Germantown Road. It's right there in the, Cordova on Germantown Road. They open at 7. Some people get there at 7. Anywhere between 7 and 8, you're going to be there when most of the people are getting there. And we stay until the coffee starts getting cold, I think. So, all right. We stay until the coffee gets cold or the storage gets old. So, all right, there you go. But seriously, since we're not meeting at the club meetings, that's a good time to get together with some people. They got plenty of room there, and I think it rained last weekend. We didn't sit outside, but they've actually got some outdoor seating, or there's plenty of room on the inside. They do have sit-down dining. That is what's so strange for me this right now, man. You go to some fast food places, and you don't know if you can sit down and eat or not. That's just driving me crazy. But whatever. All right. Let's see. We got Barry 1A coming in. Here we go. Trying to watch and see if anybody's coming in. All right. Does anybody have anything that they would like to share tonight? Anything? Has anybody done their homework and prepared to share anything tonight?
I can share something.
What you got, Joe? What you got, Joe? Go ahead.
Share the screen.
All right. Oh, let's see. Gosh, wait a minute. Share the screen. There's something I got to do here. Wait a minute. What am I got to do? Share the screen. Wait a minute. We went through this before. I can share my screen. What do I do where you can share?
Yeah.
No. See, I'm sharing mine. All right. That
Yeah,
did
you're
work.
sharing. You got to go into the settings to allow others.
Joe, I'm not seeing. I think
Down at the bottom.
I found it. It's under security. It's under security. I think I did it. Security
Okay.
allows to share.
Hold on, let me see. Yep.
Okay. We'll do this for a couple more years. I'll get it figured out.
Thought I had my. Where is it?
You're on.
Show all windows.
Joe, you're on.
Yeah.
There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
Hold on. No, that. Hold on.
Well, we're making progress. reviewing Joe's screen. Be careful what you share with us, you know.
Trying to,
Hey, Barry, while he's doing that, Barry, Barry 1A, before you got on, I reminded everybody that you're going to buy him a biscuit at Danvers for that on Friday. So.
Oh, yeah. Look, sorry I'm late. I actually forgot.
That would have been bad.
can you see?
I got a tree. I got two
You
trees.
see WA4OVO Home Shack? Ham Shack?
I'm seeing two trees and a little flower. There we go. I saw something there for a second.
Okay, it says WA4OVO Ham Shack. Well, the Ham Shack is up in the cloud because that's where it is. That's where it is since I don't have a Ham Shack at the house.
Okay.
I do setups out in the field. This is one from Bobby Stroud's house for field day that we were
All right.
setting up. We were keeping.
You're zoomed in a little bit. All I'm seeing is a tire and your shoes.
I've got a whole screen.
Yeah. All I'm seeing is your shoes and the tire.
Huh. What about that?
More shoes.
Huh.
You got a cooler. Wait a minute. I got something here.
Hold,
Nope, so that doesn't work.
hold on. Let me.
Well, with all those shoes, he's just getting a foot in the door.
Here we go. Hey, at least we're trying. At least we're trying now. Come on.
Can you see anything now?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, that's better.
Ham Shack. Okay.
There you go.
The Ham Shack is in the clouds
Okay.
since Bev does not like outside antennas, and
There we go.
field day. Bobby Stroud and I set up socially distanced tents so we could operate. Over here is the antenna. It's a long wire antenna that I had on the military tripod that I have. It was his long wire antenna. Also, I used a 7300 that he has. He's got a 991 as well as a 7300, and used his power supply and antenna and tuner, but worked about 118 stations. The biggest problem was that he was doing digital, and it was interfering with me hearing the other stations to where I couldn't get their call signs and stuff. This was this past weekend for Tennessee QSO party. I set up a table in the carport and got 18 contacts. There's the antenna. I put up the military mast. It's about at 28 feet with the TN07 antenna into my neighbor's tree. This is my mobile ham shack that was up in Maine at FN 5354 grid square. Glider field that's one of the pull planes, I believe. But I operate it from there to give FN 53 and 54 grid square. And that's my shack at the house. So
Okay.
that's it.
All right.
Okay, I'll be right in just a couple.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Yay. All right. Does anybody else have anything?
I can go if nobody else is ready.
Sure. Yeah.
You want to do a screen share?
Yeah, if you got something to share. Is it letting you share it? I need
Here, Gene, you have to hit screen share.
I'll have to.
That's on the control panel, either down at the bottom or top. The green box.
Okay. All right. All right. Can y'all see this?
We got it. We got it. You got it right the first time.
All right, so this is not super fancy or anything. It's not in a PowerPoint. It's just a couple pictures. So a few of y'all have heard me on the radio mention about a Go Box. This is something, obviously, I started working on months ago. I think I really started working on this back in the fall. So I got this. Are you able to see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I got the Kenwood TMV71A right around Christmas time when it was on sale. I got this case right here. I think it's initially meant for like a gun case or something like that, but I bought it with the plans of using it for a radio Go Box. And then I also had this, it's a plastic ammo case, but kind of that play off the whole Hamo can or the Hamo power. And so I had the materials that I started collecting. Well, this is something, so I wanted to do a Go Box, ideally something that I could take out into the field for all the events that we work with the community service stuff. The other thing I wanted to do with this is have something where with what I do for work, we end up in fields a lot of times. And sometimes if we're without cell phone service, this would of course be backup communication. So I actually got to test it out this past week. I just threw it all in there. So let me see. Can you see this new picture? Do you see the new picture or just the
old picture?
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Actually, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Okay. All right.
New pictures up.
Okay. So something that I did back in May, I got this idea from Ken Lassiter. So often when we work the community service events, we typically have those four-legged tents that we set up. So he had, I don't know how tall his pole was, but he had taken a PVC pipe and kind of created this. So I took, copied his idea, and that's exactly what I did. So this is about 10 feet tall, and it breaks apart in two sections. But it's just something, I think the total cost for this was maybe $20. So it wasn't very expensive. And of course, you've got that old pizza pan with the mag mount antenna on top. Let's see. This is what, this is the underside of the pizza pan. So just a little epoxy in the cap. And then of course I had to drill the holes in here. And then, of course, put a pin through there and everything. So that way I could take it apart and then put it back together as I needed to.
Yeah, that's a good idea with the cotter pins. Yeah.
And then, let's see. So when I was in the field last week, I had the poles or the PVC pipe in the back of the truck, but just to kind of see, when I was driving out where I didn't have any cell phone service in the bottoms, I actually tested it out with this. I just hooked the antenna up to, and this is something I took at night when I just had it in there, but I plugged the antenna up to the radio, had everything over to the side, and tested it out, and it actually picked up pretty well. But of course, I got better reception whenever the antenna was outside the truck. And some of you may know the newer F-150s. I would prefer to have this mag mount on the vehicle, but since they're made with all aluminum, it doesn't it's not going to stick to it the same way it does. And then, so in the black case, I'd cut this out so that way I could have a nice secure spot for the radio. And eventually I would like to get a 15 or 20 amp hour, one of the lithium iron phosphate batteries, the lightweight batteries, and cut it out and have a storage space under here. And then this is a pretty thick box. I think it's about 6 inches deep. So underneath it, I'll lift up the foam and cut out a spot for all these cables and everything to be stored. So that way, minus the antenna setup, everything would be stored under within one container, and I wouldn't have that really heavy 35 amp hour trolling motor. So, but it works for now. It was very budget friendly for what I needed to do, and of course it worked whenever I got out in the field. So at the end of the day, that's what matters. But ideally, I'd like to find something that's a little more concise and spend a little more money.
Anybody hear me?
So, but that was my big project that I've worked on over the past few months.
Okay. Yeah, I know you've been. I think you brought it like in March, the last meeting that we had. I think
Somebody
let's
is
get started on it.
down on this thing, so I'm trying to figure that out.
I can see that coming along.
TJ.
Okay.
W4OQG, I just got the supper call, so I'll see you folks later.
All right, Pat.
Hate to leave, but gotta keep peace in the family.
All right. Good seeing you, Pat. Take care.
Yep. Toodaloo.
All right.
Hey, Steve.
Yes, sir.
I'm just letting everybody know. It looks like somebody's keying down on the 8.2 repeater and keeps timing it out. West Fay notified me of it, and that's what alerted me that, I needed to come up to the meeting. But I'm listening to it right now, and it's acting like somebody has keyed down on it, and it keeps timing out. So just to let everybody know.
All right, everybody look around. Anybody sitting on a mic? Anybody sitting on a mic? Come on. We usually have that during one of our bike rides or something. Somebody's got sitting on a mic in the car.
Yeah, well, I'll have to look at it tomorrow, but it sounds like somebody has keyed down on it. So hopefully their radio burns up.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Keep that in mind if anybody's trying to use 8.2. We got a stuck mic somewhere.
Yeah, I don't hear any audio, but I just tried to talk, and somebody tried to talk back to me, and it sounded like a double. I could not understand them, so
Okay.
I'm thinking that's what it is.
Okay. That's unusual. I don't remember that happening before.
Oh, well, it happened a few months ago. I actually had to go shut the repeater off.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It sounds like somebody's trying to talk now, but it sounds like doubles. But I can't hear anything on reverse, so
Okay.
it is what it is.
All right. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Nobody has anything to actually share, as far as, a presentation. Has anybody tried anything new this year that they would like to talk about, that they, tried digital, that they hadn't tried digital before, or anybody tried something new like that? They'd like to share their experience or ask any questions?
Hey, Steve,
Yeah.
I will report that the National Weather Service's net, that's the first every month, has done pretty well. And we have one net weather service station in Arizona that checks in every time. So
That's that DMR thing, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So the National Weather Service does have DMR working real well for their area, and we've had people from outside of our area check in on the net, so it's working.
That's good. That's good.
Steve,
Yeah.
do they still use the All-Star?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It was,
They've
it was
got,
connected to the 145.45 this time.
Oh, they did? They didn't connect to the Germantown?
No.
Okay.
They're also
145.
on Echo Link.
Right. By the way, I can barely hear some voices in this thing. So
Repeater.
somebody's definitely keying down.
Okay. All right. Well, while we got Barry, that's a good thing. Does anybody have any questions about any of the repeaters or?
hey Barry, you can't do that remotely with the code on your repeater?
What remote link to what?
Well, on the tri-state repeaters, they can turn them on and off remotely.
Oh,
without
I could do that with this one if I can override, whoever's coming in, but I can do it through the RF. Germantown, I've got complete control over.
Yeah.
I have internet control on that one. I keep it up on my screen here, but no, not the 8.2 repeater. If I can shut it off, if I can override the signal that's getting in there.
Okay.
Hey, Barry, have you tried the West Memphis repeater that they said they have up now?
No.
Yeah. Has anybody gotten into that? I tried it. They said something about it, and I tried it. And I'm pretty far out east in Shelby County, and I couldn't get it. Has anybody gotten into it?
What's the frequency?
I don't know. I got it downstairs.
442.400 with a positive 600, 107.2 tone.
What was the tone?
107.2.
Well, hey, I see Mark on here. Weren't you the one that said something about it? Aren't you involved in that?
I am. It's 442.400 with a positive 0.5 offset with a tone of 107.2.
Okay. Have y'all been having some activity on that? Is it working for people that can get into it?
Yes. We're all, the three of us that helped put it up are almost on it every night about 8:15.
8:15. Okay. All right. If y'all want to try it, let's see what kind of range we can get out of it. I tried it one time when you announced it sometime, and I could not get in, but I'm pretty far away. But yeah, let's give him some help and some feedback and let him know, because y'all got a Facebook page or something too, don't you, Mark?
Yes.
All right. So if you get on it and you want to give them some if you can get onto the repeater and you're on Facebook, let them know. I'm sure, like everybody else, they're curious what the coverage is on their repeater there. So, okay. Anybody have anything else? I got 7.
Steve, I'll make just a comment. I was reading the Sparks, and there was an article in there about some new hardware, the Power Gate. And it really is a great device. That's what I use. Boy, I can shut the power off with that, and in mid-conversation, never lose anything. It switches so fast on the battery and then back and trickle charge the battery. So it's just providing a little additional information. That is really a product that's worth having. And it can stoke a bunch of amps.
Okay, well, good. All right. Anybody? That's a good avenue to go. Has anybody tried any new equipment that they've been really happy with or want to share? Any new radios?
Well, I just picked up an ICOM 9700 and absolutely love it. I can't say enough good things about this radio. So I highly recommend if anyone has the means of acquiring one.
9,700. 97. All right. What's the, I try to keep up with some of the stuff, but I probably don't do it as well as I should. One thing that I was excited about and starting to see some more about it is, what is it, the ICOM 705? Is that new one that they're coming out with that I think got delayed because of?
Yeah, that's the new QRP radio.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty interesting though.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
I think they are starting to kind of take some pre-orders for it, so that one's getting close. So if somebody's looking for a good, like I said, QRP, portable, mobile. That one, that's one of them. It's QRP, but it does a little bit of everything, doesn't it? Oh, that's your, yeah.
I'll pull it back here a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, John, that's VHF, UHF, right? The 9700.
Yes. Yeah. It's actually tri-band. It's 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and it's also got 1.2 gigahertz. Not that there's anybody that does that in the area.
Hey, Steve, this is Rick.
Hey, Rick.
The ISS now has a repeater on it, International Space Station. It has 145.99 is the transmit frequency, and the receive frequency is 437.800, and has a tone of 67 hertz on the tone.
But
and it's active.
Have you made contact yet, or?
Pardon?
Have you used it yet, or?
I've heard it. I haven't transmitted on it, and I just use my regular 2 meter 440 antenna on the house. So if anybody like to try to contact or work through the repeater, you hear guys talking from 400 or 500 miles apart, if not more, on the repeater. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so that's pretty neat. That's a good idea. I mean, I saw that before, but I wasn't really sophisticated enough to do it both ways. But you can just listen to it, and that's kind of interesting. That's
yeah, you'll have to put in about 5 frequencies because you got some Doppler shift you'll have to tune in. But
yeah.
The center frequency is 437.800, the download, and you'll have to Doppler shift about 5 megahertz up and down that frequency to catch it while it's going over.
Okay, that's a good point. See, we're getting some information going here.
Yeah, all you need on an antenna, if you just put a Yagi up at about 20 degrees, that should do sufficient to be able to get probably 80% of the passes that come your way on it.
Okay, and I'm sure most people know, there's various different things on the internet where you can get and see what the path is. So we used to have somebody that remind us what that was quite frequently, but he's not with us anymore. So that's kind of missing Mr. Campbell. Yeah. All right. Anybody got anything else? Main thing is questions. This is a great time. You've been trying to do something, and you before you give up and read the directions, this is a good time to ask questions.
Hey, Steve, Pam asked a question on the chat.
Oh, I see it down here. Question on the chat.
Yeah, we have 2 new DMR radios. It's they're Radiodity GD77s. I put the stock in my laptop, but I haven't programmed them. But I would like to be able to use the open GD77 in it. And we have not even programmed our radio. We've had it since February. And we would like for someone to maybe make like a messenger video with us to help me walk through being able to set up our radios. Once I get them set up, I'm not going to change them. but the things like color codes and stuff like that, I just want somebody, code plugs. I want somebody to help me walk through it with me, and they could be on the video and see my laptop.
Okay. Is there anybody that's
We could set up a day and time to do it.
okay? Is anybody that feels like they're know more you know more about DMR than I do, then pitch in and see if y'all can, that actually that's something that I went to 1 or 2 meetings after I got one, and I'm still just totally lost about DMR. That might actually be something that we might think about having for the meeting next month if we don't think of it.
Well, I wished you would, because there's a lot of videos on how to program it, but we have questions to ask during it.
All right, I'll tell you what, if you don't get some help on that, because I know it's something that I've got some questions on, and if we did it ourselves, then we could help you with some local examples and stuff. Hopefully we can get you some help before then, but if you don't, I'll try to touch base with you in the next week or so, and if you still need some help, then we'll go ahead and slip that in for our meeting for our group meeting for next month.
Thank you very much. And if anybody knows about it, just give me a message. I'm sure Mary Jean has her phone number too. Thank you.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. You might have anything else they need some help with? Richard, I know you need a lot of help, but that's beyond our control. So
just everybody check your radios.
Somebody's still sitting on a stuck mic. Okay. All right. I've been stalling.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Dan Weiner. Got a question.
Yeah.
Has anybody messed with a magnetic loop antenna?
Got a question about magnetic loop antenna.
Anybody ever used one around here?
I've been around one that has been operating. Bill Stevens used one up at Nebo one time. I think Joe Four has Rick Tillman's. Rick Martin, what's Joe Four's call?
I can't remember.
But anyway, does he still have Rick's antenna or Bill's antenna?
No, he bought his own. Rick has his antenna back.
Okay. Rick Tillman has operated it, and Joe Four that lives out in Oakland. I can't think of his call.
Oh my God.
He didn't go through one of my classes.
I knew there was a reason.
Well, I'll get a hold of Rick.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a question.
What you got, Mark?
I need help setting up FLIDGI. I've read the instructions several times and I still can't get it to work.
All right. I hate to say it, I'm not real familiar with what you're even talking about. Does anybody?
It's a digital suite ready. It's got several digital modes on it.
Uh-huh.
I think it's FLIDIGI.
Oh, that's a software program or something, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. Is anybody familiar with it? Anybody helping with that? All right, Mark, we're not getting much help tonight. I know that, hey, Mark, I know that you got my email address. Shoot me an email about what you're needing, and I'll put it out on our Facebook page or something and see if that helps you.
Okay, because they can Google message me and we can do it by video.
Okay, okay. Or I think
I mean, Google Meet.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Steve, Dan, Joe 4 is KG4CZH, Charlie Zulu Hotel.
All right. Well, we've had a couple.
Thanks, Joe.
We've had a couple of people ask some questions, and we're still needing to do some following up. But hey, that shows that if you're asking a question and we can't answer it, then that shows that it's not a bad. Not that there's any bad questions, but hey, that goes to show you're not alone on this. So, all right, well, we'll get with about the setting up the DMR, and I'll get with Mark, see if we can get him some help. You might need anything else.
Yeah, I've got a quick announcement.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
And we may have said this before, but it seems like he's going to be moving soon. We had somebody reach out who had a Roan tower, and it sounds like he's going to be moving from the area in the next few weeks if he hasn't already. It sounds like it's probably several decades old, but the Roan tower, there's some sections that he doesn't say if he's selling it or giving it away. I'm assuming he's selling it, but currently stored at ground level, and he does have the top cap. So if you're interested in any sections of a Roan tower, I can give you that person's contact information if you just want to email me, kn4fbl@gmail.com, and I can share his information with you.
Okay. All right, anybody got anything else? Well, I do appreciate it. I think we've had a pretty good turnout, and we'll come up with a either the DMR or some other program for next month. If anybody's got any suggestions, I know a lot of y'all do look at our Facebook page. If you've got, I try to look up, I try to watch that, pretty regularly. So if there's something that either email me directly.
Delta. Delta.
I have my email address, but if you don't and you're wanting to, I'm not the only one I think you can post on that. Feel free to post on our
the Delta Net
Facebook page, and let's see if we can get some more interaction going on that.
I've still got Mega One, and he's got
Right. Once again, Scott, I just need to remind you to clean up around your area, put your chairs under the table, and we will see you next month.
Travis used to have a refrigerator. It was located
Hi, y'all.
out there. Last time I heard it was, I guess, kind of.
I was going to ask Steve if he wanted to make.
I'm still here. What you got? I'm still here. I hear somebody was going to ask me something.